Christ. We got a podcast.
All right, we are live now. All right.
Hey!
Yo, here we are. Smash Brothers live.
And outside.
And outside.
Hey!
It's, beautiful Sunday out.
Sunday fun day.
Sunday fun day. That's right.
Got the blues.
We decided to be outside because we're coming into our spring season and we just want to get ready for some great weather.
Bring it on, Lord. Bring it on.
Absolutely.
We said a prayer this morning. We did.
So it's a Sunday afternoon here in the great town of Wilmington, Delaware. Smash Brothers are enjoying some libations.
Yes.
I've got actually, you know what I'm drinking? I'm drinking a what do you call it? A Christmas monkey.
Wow.
Right?
That's IPAs. Is that
monkey?
Is that monkey Paul and all that IPA?
Yeah,
13% stuff. Victory. Yeah,
10%. This is 10% victory.
And in the Rob Risto glass.
The Rob Risto. There you go.
Rob.
You see old Robbie.
Mr. Risto.
Now, Rob was always about what's inside a ping pong ball. That'd be his favorite question.
Yeah. Or
have
you ever seen an inside of a meatball?
Exactly. Yeah. Right. So Rob always had those things that were ready to go. So
best.
Here we are. We're outside today. We've got a lot going on.
Oh yeah,
we've had
lots happening.
A heck of a couple of weeks behind us now. It's Sunday fun day.
Yeah.
We've got Smash Brother is wearing his Fitzky brothers.
Oh yeah,
and we had the chance to see the Fitzky brothers and Kenneth Flash, right?
At the Flash with Melody Trucks. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, what a night we were.
Actually, I want to interrupt you because I want to go back to this beer for a second.
Go ahead, buddy. Go ahead.
So it is a Christmas called Christmas Monkey, and it's about 10%, but it is filled with cranberries and a lot of I don't know, Christmassy type seasonings, I guess you'd call it. I don't know. It's damn good. It is really damn good.
Well, we're around spring here, bro.
We are spring. I know it's spring, but
go back.
I know, but I
don't know, man.
I just did.
That's why the cold weather's hanging with us. Cool. So, anyways, man, that was a good outing up there at the Flash, and spending the night with the family. It was awesome, man. The boys have jammed, the band jammed. Drew, Alec, man, they just. What was that guitarist's name? Otter.
It could have been Otter.
Yeah, from Pennsylvania, I believe.
Yeah.
He was upstate Pennsylvania.
Yep.
And he jammed, man. Wow.
And we caught the warm up.
Yeah.
And we got to talk. Well, we always get to talk.
Well, we got there early. Yeah.
Yeah. And, Shauna was there.
Oh, yeah. Andy
was there.
Father, mother. It's just amazing.
We'll never say it enough, but if you want to see some great young talent, you got to check out the Fitzky boys. Alex and Drew. They're just amazing kids.
What was the keyboardist? Rick?
Nick.
There you go. Mick and Nick. Yeah, good job, Smash
Nick.
Brother. Yeah, Nick. Yeah, he rocked, man.
He did rock.
He rocked.
Yep.
And then they brought Drew brought his best friend on stage. Remember during oh my God, he played the slide guitar during Mountain Jam part.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my God, did they nail it?
They did.
And they got a signed set list. And guess what? Right next to Mountain Jam for Mick. It's framed and on my desk. So much I love them boys, family. and I'm gonna be showing Gino. I'll be sending you all a picture with me and Gino because we can't wait for you guys to get up here to Newcastle County. Summertime, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, again, that's why we're outside, because we're going to get ready for the spring season. We got some golf coming up. We had a good round last Sunday.
Oh, man, was that beautiful at Patriots Glen? It's back. It's back.
We talked about Patriots Glen before, and, Mick was there a few weeks ago prior to me getting down there. He calls me up, hey, you got to play Patriots Glen. Well, guess what? That is a really good track. Oh, I'm not kidding you.
And they're putting money into it.
They're putting money in. They changed some holes around. And even though we played with aerated greens and a lot of conditioning going on, it was still a good round.
It's still
great weather.
Because you saw progress.
And you know what? Even we played the whites, right?
Well, yeah,
the blended. We played
for
blended.
64.
Yeah, we weren't going to go out and beat ourselves up.
No.
67, 68.
No.
That kind of thing. And I'm glad we didn't, because by the time the 18th rolled around, this boy was a little bit sore, even though, I'm pretty flexed and I'm okay. But I still had my drives going on.
Oh,
though, bro.
Man, you step right into it. And no doubt them iron shots that you have out there. I wish I could just have the confidence to hit one shot 190 away with a 6-iron. I mean, I mean, you know, I'm thinking about, you know, teeing it up. Only kidding, would never do that. But I could never ever, you know.
I don't
now
know
it all
what it is,
depends
man.
if I get a shot that you
Yeah,
got to
you
get
gotta
in.
right,
You're in
right,
some
right.
trouble out on the
I don't know what it is, but I've always,
the weeds
you know,
or something.
I told you before. You know who mentored, not mentored, but you know
you swing them irons well.
But you know who I looked at to look at those irons or to swing those irons like that? Our buddy Al Malaysia.
Oh, dude.
Al Malaysia, I studied that guy swing and looked at him because he could always pop an iron.
He's amazing. Al
you know,
Malaysia.
and I said, you know what?
Amazing
I just went to it and saw how he did it.
Oh, he swings a club too, man. Because you know,
does.
you ever see him step right into it because he's got them big calf muscles, man. You know what I mean?
He does, man.
And he doesn't work out. He just walks and plays golf. It's he's just naturally strong. That low center of gravity, and then when he comes through the zone and strikes that ball with the iron,
he does, man.
He just he tattoos it, man. He hits
That's exactly the way you want to play it.
I'll tell you what, that's a good guy to mentor from, man. And get something.
I watched him play those irons, and I said, you know what, I got to be able to copy that swing like that. So I guess I've been lucky because that's been pretty good. But, you know, overall though, you know what, I've been hitting a lot better, and a lot of you guys probably are out there and you're used to them, but I never really got used to a hybrid 3 and using that in the fairway. And all last season I would practice with it, but I was hitting more behind the ball than in front of the ball.
Yeah, and you left it in a bag.
I left it. I did. I
know you did. But you got used to it now.
I got used to it. You know why? Because now I know you got to hit that club like an iron. So you got to put yourself a little bit forward of the ball and come down on that club, and that ball will take off. And so
it pops.
During that round, I was using that 3 hybrid a lot more, and I got to be a lot more accurate. So I'm looking forward to really scoring a lot better this season by using that, and then combining that with accurate irons. So I'm hoping to be more in the 80s. I know you and we get close 90s, 92, and sometimes you'll pop an 80 because you play like crazy.
Well, I was just glad my last 3 rounds I've been in the 90s. But getting back to Patriots Glen, man, not only is the course good and we had fun, but they're doing something that Porky's refuses to do, and that's to put soil and sod off the cart pass coming into those valley points, you know, or those sides, and build it up with sod. Patriots Glen had 6 holes that they were doing the exact same thing, and that not only makes it attractive, but what it does, it gives you a good roll when you have a bad shot, right?
Oh, it does.
And you're not trying to move the ball out of some dirt and some crusty stuff off the cart. So I applaud Patriots Glen for everything they're doing. I think there's a few courses. Porky's number 1 needs to put some money into some soil, seed, or better yet, sod. You know what I mean? You ain't going to go wrong with a golf course.
Right. Porky's is the number 1 play. No, it's
a great city course. Don't get me wrong. But
it really
Patriots Glen years before, you would not even think about it, right? You wouldn't even think about it. Now you can't wait to get there because the 19th hole, let me tell you something.
Oh, my God.
Let me tell you something. Oh, I'm going to tell you something. It's a really beautiful, beautiful site. Everything's beautiful. It's a whiskey room. Everybody's happy.
Yep.
They got the Veteran Stadium seats there. Remember the gentleman that took our picture? Bruce?
Alex.
That's right. And he's friends with Mickey Morandini.
Yeah, he is.
Best friends. They play rounds of golf
together. And he's got Morandini's jersey in the back.
Right above the seats. That's right. So Smash brother and I watched the Eagles. We watched the Phillies. We watched a lot
Hey, you know what? I got a shout. We got our number 1 fan watching us right now from Florida. Mr. Gary Bankos.
Oh, yeah?
Gary, how you doing, buddy?
Well, you know, Gary, how you doing? Appreciate it. We got Joe Latanzio, not to interrupt you there. Joe Latanzio, I saw him up at Anthony's Coal Fire Pizza, and he says he watches the Smash Brothers.
And
Joe Latanzio.
Yeah, and we got rankings
for the beers.
We got rankings in Australia.
We do?
Yeah, well, I told you I don't know.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know how we got it, but anyway. Smash Brothers are all over.
We're global. We're global. We should be. Let me tell you something. I'll challenge anybody in a podcast competition to talk about whatever. Unscripted. Nobody, because we're all unscripted. This is all natural. All just, you know, some little talking points, and we discussed before that. Other than that, we let it flow, man. We let the music flow. We let it get out there in our riffs with our words, right? And you know our guitar.
Well,
we're both guitar freaks, but can't ever have a musical note carry in our life.
I think the word today. I think the word now is called spitting. We're spitting.
Is that what it is?
We're spitting.
I don't have no up-to-date terminology.
Yeah, well, I picked that up somewhere. I don't know what it was. Yeah,
well, you're around young people,
man,
bro. You got a big time facility.
So everybody that's joining us, hey man, we really appreciate it. And you can keep following us. Look, we've got the show. We're streaming live here on Facebook.
Are we streaming live? Look at that beautiful sky. Are you kidding me? It's like being an album cover talking.
That's what I mean. I call them up and go, hey, look, we're outdoors today, man. We're not going to be inside. We gotta get used to this stuff.
Yeah, this is awesome, man.
So he goes, you got to have coffee. I said, I got coffee. I got a beer. Oh, that's even better.
Hey, audibles are a must.
Audibles
are a must. You gotta have audibles.
Absolutely.
Split second audibles like Peyton Manning. You know,
right.
Come up there and we don't say Omaha. We say
Omaha.
We say smash.
So this isn't
that's our code.
This isn't a podcast. This is a SmashCast.
Yeah, smash.
SmashCast.
I'll tell you what. There's a lot of things getting smashed up out there in the world right now. So,
oh man, I'll tell you.
Besides golf and stuff like that, you know, get banged up a little bit. But we got some upcoming rounds. I played a beautiful round with Dano, his father-in-law, and a cat that we met. I should say a gentleman we met, Ray. He was a big shot at St. Mark's years ago. And real nice fella. And he could hit a ball, man. He had some really nice tries out there. Del Castle was in very nice shape. You know, it's Del Castle, great course, great track. You know, you get walking, get your exercise in, and swing some clubs. And then I got a round with some Sally's guys. Yeah. I got to be honest with you. A gentleman I worked with, Dave, he graduated with Sally's right around my brother-in-law's era and knows my brother-in-law real well, John. And then I met Franny's cousin on the beach. He put me in contact, and now I get a chance to catch up with Dave. You know,
nice.
We worked together many years on a railroad.
Yeah,
good man.
Well, it would be
positive influence on people. Very, very positive person.
Who, Dave?
Oh yeah, Dave. Yeah. It's a good supervisor.
Well, it would be remiss of me to not mention that my Smash brother here is embarking on one hell of an interview with Joey Fusco.
Oh yeah,
and I got to tell you, listen, man, I'm not involved with it, but this man here with his son is getting ready to launch one incredible podcast and show with a legend here in Delaware. You know, from Fusco's Water Ice to what this man's family has come about from. And then this whole story, and you might think, well, it's just water ice. It's not water ice. There's a deeper story to that, and it's really amazing. So, Smash Brother, you take the mic. I'm going to get some refills for us.
Oh, appreciate it.
Take the mic,
get
bro.
A good commercial.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. So we have, Michael and I, with Michael's business, Unknown Capital, we have several segments under that. He does under the business, and one of them was following a dream that we both shared when we had some time, called a podcast. And he does a lot of podcasts, and I want to get one of his good buddies, Reds, back in action here in Delaware. He lived in Delaware, but anyways, so we call it Delaware Finest Untold Success Stories, the Deep Dive. And I couldn't think nothing better than going back to water ice, where my grandparents started out when they came over from Italy, and the relationship with the Fusco family. And taking it and so many years with the family, and then a face of Italy in Little Italy, Rosario. He at the water ice stand with Fusco's. What a great guy! Rest in peace, Rosario. But and then it's after he passed, and the family a little bit got involved, and it just stayed closed for so many years. And then Joey got involved, Safiri. And what a just a great young man. I mean, he's a Sally's grad. He's a Sal's alum. And just a stand up individual. Talk open, honestly about the family and everything. And Smash Brother Part 2 is going to be about his grandfather's life and legacy, Tony Fusco.
Yeah.
And he's done so much good in the community and things like that. So we're real excited about that podcast. We're real excited about our podcast. As a matter of fact, this podcast, Smash Brothers, came up. We were talking about it years ago. And then after a beautiful dinner we all had to see, show Michael a little bit, not that we had to show him anything, but Greg picks up his phone and we go live right out on my deck. And that was the first launch. And we've been this way ever since. And Mike saw what goes on. We have a very great content young man. Victor Molina, and he does a
Mhm.
hell of a job. Graduate from Wilmington University, so it's really good. It's all about the community, what people do in the community to see others that are successful, and go into what's good living and how we can advance our way of living in this world without all this all these distractions, get people to dislike each other. Everyone want to live, have fun,
I
drink
think that's
golf,
key. Well, I
raise
mean,
a family,
what I like about
do
you,
something positive.
well, you showed me a little bit of you showed me a little bit of a cut out of that show.
Yeah.
And I think what I really enjoyed the most was, as someone, as an entrepreneur, as a business person, Joey Fusco, really, I mean, for those of you that are outside the area, Fusco's Italian water ice is like
trademark in Delaware.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
It's kind of legendary. It started on
Absolutely.
Union Street. I mean, Mick and I can go back and have stories about where we had Pizza Furios or Gerardo's, and we hustle down and grab a water ice from Fusco's.
You never remember, because I don't think you were at my grandparents' water ice.
No, I didn't.
No,
I
that
did
was
not.
on Lincoln
No,
Street,
that
where
was on Lincoln
Piedmont
Street.
was,
That's
and
right.
they did it in, like Rosario said, 50 years prior
Right.
to. They were making it first.
It was all around Little Italy, and,
Yeah.
and probably every community has the same type of situation. But what Mick is able to share is not only from what Joey Fusco is doing now with Mr. Fusco, and let me tell you, Mr. Fusco is an incredible philanthropist, and his family has donated just millions. I mean millions to schools here in Delaware for the improvement of education.
5 million just to Ursuline.
Just 5 million just
weeks ago.
Right. And then with the Sallies, right? And
10 million there.
10 million there.
I think a couple times.
So yeah, exactly. So here's a guy who you learn from as a business person.
Man.
You look at him and go, he started from scratch, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely from scratch.
Absolutely.
From scratch. No,
Amazing. Zero. He can't wait to tell his story, so I can't tell it on this podcast.
No, and I don't want you to.
He cannot wait to tell his story, because that's what we want to do. You're right. He had nothing in this country.
Yeah.
When, being raised, he was born in America, but what I'm saying, his parents came and they worked hard and they said something, and to hear these stories and then to be over there in that podcast with Joey out there, Airport Road in their corporate headquarters and everything, and Joey talking openly and how he brought that water ice back and the community of water ice. And let's not forget, your family had water ice at the gas station.
Yeah. Dad made water ice.
His dad made water ice.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It actually had the chunks of lemon.
It wasn't bad.
It had the chunks of lemon in it. It had all that,
God.
and then I told you, I think he sold the equipment to either Yahtzee or Bernie's.
Well, we'll find out all that.
I'm going to try to get that out of that.
Sports fans, golf fans, business fans, any kind of fan, my Smash Brothers outfit is third on the list. They know if I'm going to start a podcast, we go right, we stay with family. It's going to be a lot of family, a lot of friends, and their success stories. And I could not Buckley's Auto Care batting in the third hole. That's a hell of an honor. The third hole.
I got to bring it home then, don't I?
You got to bring it home.
Oh,
you got something going on.
Oh, baby.
But Tony, we're looking forward to get out there with you, with your grandson and whoever you like else out there on the interview. I don't care. Yeah. And it's going to be fantastic. So, and once again, thank you all for your generosity in this community.
Yeah, we'll definitely share the link, and there'll be Delaware First. Is that what's called?
Oh, Delaware Finest.
Delaware Finest.
Delaware Finest.
Be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, Delaware Finest Untold Success Stories, the deep dive.
The deep dive.
The deep dive. So give people out there that are struggling or doing things, or just want to take a step and might not know what to do, to hear from leaders, to hear from somebody who's done something, hear from business owners, hear from a coach, hear from a school teacher, political leaders, church leaders. So it's going to be a really diverse program podcast. We're excited. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, there's a hidden gem up there in upstate New Jersey. Reds, if you're listening, and Michael shared this with you, come on down to Delaware. This is your start right here, young man. Delaware, right with Michael.
There's a lot of people to really get involved with.
Oh, it's amazing.
Everybody got story to tell.
Delaware's a great state.
It's got a lot. It's got a lot of. I think we're fortunate in Delaware because we've always been a business state, right?
With corporations and a lot of boat registries with corporate boats.
Well, I think what that's done over the decades is that it's given us more awareness of what business is to develop, to grow, to incorporate. There's a lot of, I really think there's a lot more intelligence that's available to us here in Delaware. I mean, facts, figures.
Well, they've done. You know what, Smash Brother, you're right on with that, because I heard years ago, maybe not years, about 8-9 years ago, that there was a fact-finding study done in University of Rhode Island, or somewhere up in a university in Rhode Island, that to find out, because they are a small state, the states in the area, like how businesses and how they're successful. So, anyways, Delaware came up with one of the people in the areas in Delaware, certain areas in Delaware, where businesses and targets new product lines first, because of the wide range of knowledge and expertise what Delawareans have, in things that you just talked about.
Yeah.
And we're a target area for a product line distribution, which I thought was pretty cool. Not only we have great things in the banking laws, the corporation laws.
That's a lot.
And
that's
the
big
boats,
time.
and now think about, we're here now, and hence they're doing studies on folks that live in Delaware and the product lines and selling things here.
Well,
first. We are the first state, but anyways, besides all that,
well, we could go back in a lot of commerce, man, from the town of Newport, which and I told you before
town.
How much commerce was started in Newport and why.
Yeah,
and you know
nice
what? Amazon was attracted to build the first of many 5-story units here in Delaware, because it had distribution points that could be reached within 2 hours instead of 10 hours, meaning that they could cover most of the population in the East Coast within a 2-hour span than they could anywhere else. And that's the most.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that's why they've got rail. Now, rumor has it that at some point they're going to put Prime Air at Newcastle County.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah. Hey, look, that's another point, getting it out. They wanted to buy all of the whole area over on Airport Road that, they wanted to, they were offering sick money to a lot of people to sell their properties on Airport Road and build a distribution network.
Well, who knows, man? Who
knows? Hey, look,
that's where Tony's place is. And like my dad always said, everything Tony Fusco touches turns to gold.
You know
so
what?
They're all Road. Who knows? They might get an offer they can't refuse.
I mean, I've got people that I know that were approached, and that's good,
Yeah,
so
you got PJ Bale out there.
Yeah,
maybe a Coke Star game after that. Hey, PJ, we love you, buddy. We miss you.
So yeah, man. So a lot of cool things are happening around here. Hey, look, what? It's also St. Patty's Day.
Yeah. Man.
Now, can you explain, all right, so I'm shaking my head around this. I know we got a lot of people in the area that love St. Patty's Day and they celebrate. So how do we get 2 weekends of St. Patty's Day when everybody else only gets one?
It's just a great thing, because the start, you got Sussex County, man. St. Patty's Day is officially Sussex County, opening of the Starboard, right? We got that coming.
Oh yeah, hey, I forgot about that. I'm down there.
So that's always so when St. Patty's Day kind of falls on like a weekend before, it kind of like that's true. We are always a week in celebrations before
the official dates.
I don't
know, man. I think that's a recent.
Because they just had a parade, didn't they?
Yesterday they had a parade.
Yeah,
and
you're
tomorrow,
right.
Next week they're going to have another parade or whatever. Kevin Kelly, we got to get Kelso on there, because Kelso can explain the whole thing.
He'll know everything. He knows everything.
He knows. He does. He knows.
God,
if you don't know Kevin Kelly, you got to know Kevin Kelly.
Somebody knows where everybody's at in this Newcastle County of the area that he was born in, with numbers and stuff. He kept statistics way before anybody thought about keeping statistics.
He did
2 or 3 years old. That man can calculate. He's an amazing character.
He really
is.
Hey, listen, real quick. Let's give a shout out to a couple of people who are just jumping on here.
Oh, they're jumping on.
Yeah, we're talking about an Irish guy. We got Kieran O'Brien. We got Mike Dela Cruz, Chris Fuzzy Mitten, and our good friend Nick Michaels.
Nick Michaels is on. Hey, there you go. Delaware Rug, man. Nobody better. Nick Michaels out there in that carpet business.
There you go.
Give him a plug. Give him a commercial. And he's on the podcast. Yeah. His whole family, that Michael family's very talented. Jack up there.
Jack Michaels,
on Union Street with his salon.
Yeah, and then real estate.
Real estate. Now he's got
he's got the Mexican or the taco place there in Stanton.
And did they open back up?
Yeah, they got back.
I didn't know that. I thought they were closed for a little bit.
Well,
but
they
anyways,
close seasonally.
Nick, Nick is just a tremendous human being. And you want to talk about a Delaware legend? Look, I'm wearing legends up there from Chicago. You know what I mean? From Chicago for Buddy Guy because I'm going to the Blues Festival after that. But there's a true legend in the state of Delaware.
I got Buckley's here.
I know you got Buckley's. Buckley's going to have the deep dive. We're talking about Nick Michaels. Nick Michaels. He's a legend of Delaware. He is a true legend of Delaware. Nick, we love you, buddy.
There you go, Nick. To you, buddy. All right.
Thanks for always watching.
Yeah, man. And Kieran O'Brien, I've got to know Kieran, and he's a real software guy, an entrepreneur, young kid. He has just got some shit going on that's pretty crazy.
That's nice, man. That's bad.
Yeah, good kid. I really appreciate working with the younger kids. You know.
Oh man, hey, like one of our favorite guitarists, Dwayne Allman, always said, "Stay close to the youth."
Oh yeah, you got to.
He said, and he's 24 years old when he's saying this, right? 23 maybe. He died.
So he was hanging out with 15-year-olds. I mean, just getting to know them and what they're doing.
Yeah, well, you go back to "You Don't Love Me," man. I don't know. My brothers. Never know about them brothers.
You don't know either, right? So
that's back in the day. What a great album, Fillmore East. Oh my God.
Live at the Fillmore.
Live at the Fillmore.
That was insane. So, but that's what it's all about. We have like I say, St. Patty's Day. Lot going on. It's spring. People start getting out. They're going to start doing a lot of stuff, a lot of traveling. Yard work, spring brings everybody back. It kind of like resets.
And then what did we do today? We sprung forward.
We sprung forward.
We set the clocks an hour ahead. Everybody's in that pumped up mood.
Yeah, man.
Sunshine.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a lot of people need sunshine in their lives. I'm one of them. But there's some people, they don't get sunshine. They really have a bad day. Man, I get sunshine with that vitamin D, try to keep myself healthy.
Well, that's what
there's a lot of people.
A lot of
people. Yeah, you're right. They got to get that sunshine, man.
Yeah, it's too nice out. It's
get outside, get that vitamin D.
It's not warm. It's like
something.
51 degrees, I think. Wind's blowing. We got a little bit of, a lot of stuff. But shit, I was out walking this morning.
Yeah,
I had a nice 4-mile trek.
Yeah, you were coming in when I gave you a call.
Had new Stones. Listen, man, anybody in the Stones, they've just put out a new Stones album live at the Whitten.
Oh, yeah.
They
were playing songs a few months ago.
Oh, yeah. It was recorded back in, I have to say, on the previous tour, because Charlie Watts was in the pocket, and they sound tremendous. It was in L.A., so if you're real Stones fans, and I, look, I'm okay with, I'm in the middle of I'm not like a heavy, I don't know all the stuff about the Stones. Like, if you ask me about the Stones, I'll know enough, but it's not like asking this guy about the Allman Brothers. This guy here with ABB knows way more than 99% of the people out there. So I consider myself a lightweight with the Stones, but I love the Stones.
Oh, Stones music. And be honest with you.
Because they're all blues. It's all blues.
There's rumors. Now, that's a good point. They were a country band, a country rock band, right?
No, not
back
at all.
then, back
not
in
at all.
Country rock, rhythm and blues.
No, they were blues.
They were rhythm and blues, but they did a lot of country songs.
They were wait a minute.
They were rhythm and blues.
They were rhythm and blues, but they took on country because there was a good
riffs.
segue.
Yeah.
But they took the twang and Mick. What the Stones were all about is that they would honor each genre of music and almost every one of their LPs. I mean, you can hear a little bit of country, you can hear disco, you can hear dance, you can hear rap. All of that is present in each of their LPs from the eras that they've been part of.
Oh, no doubt.
Oh, and so like today I had the cut was live at the Whitten, and I was listening to Going to a Go-Go, which was written by Smokey Robinson. And Mick performed that back in there was a live album and he had, I think it might have been recorded in Philadelphia at the Live Aid show, but he did this version of it with Keys. I want to say Rick Keys. I
never heard his song.
Oh,
I never heard his.
I tell you what, when you hear it, you automatically know where it came from, and I think that the dance band shows, American Bandstand had it, a lot of them, but the production on this one with the horns that came out were tremendous, and it's Going to a Go-Go. It's written by Smokey Robinson. It's got like a Motown beat, but the Stones are notorious for being able to honor that genre of music, and that's what the Stones are all about.
Oh,
They
yeah.
can play blues.
Well, that's what
they grew up on.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Their foundation was based upon Muddy Waters, right? He was a huge R&B guy, but from Mississippi, and he had a nice genre with a little bit with his rhythm and blues and his country flavor. And the story has it they cross paths, I should say, in Muscle Shoals, and recording Wild Horses Couldn't Drag Me Away.
Right.
And supposedly Dwayne Allman was in the studio and was asked to be not lead, playing rhythm during that song. Now, I have no fact. I heard that from some very good Allman fans that I've met over the years. I've never read it. I could tell you the Stones did meet Muddy Waters in America the first time they were here. That I know is true.
That's a fact.
Other than recording in Muscle Shoals, if somebody out there knows that information or has some type of factual recording of that, that would be great. But that was from hearsay of some serious Allman Brothers fans. So they're the Stones, man. They you get Hot Rocks. Remember we listened to Hot Rocks? Oh Jesus. That was our go-tos between
Hot Rocks.
Hot Rocks.
Hey, let's. We got some new listeners. We got Michelle Joffrey Pyle.
Hey,
thanks, Michelle, and we got Gary Nitchie. Nitch
is
tuning in. Nitch, way to go, brother! Thank you very much,
man.
We got a bunch of celebs coming in.
Well, that's awesome, man. Hey,
really
speaking of, we played a nice round with Gary.
Last year.
Last year. Maybe we'll do it again. You know what I mean? Yeah, see what happens.
It was Deerfield, right?
It was at Deerfield. It was for the firefighters.
Firemen.
And firemen. And guess what? I had to order a bottle of bourbon. I forgot all about it. I paid for it, did everything, completely forgot all about it. I get a call from those folks. And I met the gentleman up at 5 Points Firehouse because he had to do a report or do something.
I know.
And he gave me the bottle of bourbon. So I have that bottle of bourbon.
All I know is that
I'm going to crack it on special.
I pissed off a lot of people because I won
everything.
I won everything, and I took it away from all the firemen who had pitched in.
It was amazing your luck.
I had so much luck.
I think you threw me a sleeve of balls. I felt bad.
I walked out of there, man. I needed a flak jacket.
It was crazy. You're right, man. I was taking a video of you.
I needed a flak jacket.
And then he won something.
It was my chance. I picked all the winning tickets. I have no clue, right? And I walk up for the final bottle, and the bottle was Larceny bourbon, right?
That's true.
Which is like a decent bourbon, but
it was made for the fire people.
It was made for fire folk.
That firehouse.
And I'll tell you what, there was a table. There was a table of firemen, right?
Yes,
that were at there, and I'm walking up.
Yeah.
God darn, I felt dagger after dagger after dagger. I'm going, guys, man. I didn't pick the number. You know what I mean?
Well,
I'm innocent.
Maybe that inspired me to buy a bottle.
Yeah, maybe.
Because that bottle's $94.
It was.
But it was cool. It was specially made, engraved with their number and their firehouse, their local. Absolutely cool bottle bourbon.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
I can't believe that. I forgot all about it.
Oh, man, I couldn't.
And you can't trust the fireman, whoever you're going to trust in life.
Right? I felt no love. I felt no love.
Yeah, I think we saw George and Jet, and they were all saying, "How the hell did you win all the prizes?"
Exactly. We saw George setting,
all the way out.
All the way out. Yeah, it was funny, man. So but that's the kind of stuff we got looking forward to coming up this year.
Exactly. Yeah, and it'll be nice catching a nice round with some of our classmates from.
It will be. I look forward to that. It's a lot of fun. I mean, because in the day to day with what we've all been going through and what we got coming up. Getting out and having fun is so important.
Oh, God.
I mean,
oh my God, you're right, Greg. You're right. It's funny. My good buddy Ray Gambone up in the mountains, and he's a great guy. He lives up in Lourdes Valley. I mean, Lourdes Valley. What a name for a territory of parcel of land. So, anyways, he sends out these things every morning, and he said, he goes something other than what WTF always stands for. And I said, win the fun.
There you go.
And there you go. You just said, you got to win that fun. You got to win. It doesn't come to you, man. No. And you got to play. Everybody tells you got to get out there and do something positive, do something that have fun, be with others, connect, network, whatever you got to do, but win that fun because you're going to have a great life.
Well, at this stage of the game, right? Well, where are we on the we're in the middle of the sixth, right? And we have a lot of mutual friends, and we also have colleagues on both sides. Him from the railroad, me from automotive, And we always talk
love my
about
railroad brothers
yeah,
and sisters.
and I love my automotive colleagues. Right, they're the
I miss my job every
salt
day.
of the earth people, and a lot of exactly,
people.
and a lot of people will just they don't know where to position themselves at this stage of the game. And the important thing is I know like you and like me, we have fun.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we take life seriously, but at the same time, I think we have a great perspective on it. Like,
and people get that vibe. Like, you want to be energized. You know what I mean? You want to show energy. You want to do something positive, and you want to be a positive force. Not only do you love your job, you want to go to your job. You want to be ingrained with the operation and the people, not as an authoritarian or not as a heavy hand, but as part of the everyday life. And you put that out there.
Yeah.
All your people love you. I mean, you took 5 people, 6 people in a county far away and brought them together. Didn't know anybody.
No, didn't know.
Just interviewed them. I was honored to be on a couple of interviews. They love you. They absolutely love you. And they'll do anything. So I
think it's all about being people, being real.
That's what I'm saying. But that's a short period of time. So that goes to show you your integrity in the operation and being part of the people. When you're a part of the people, and the people know you're a part of them, you'll move mountains. You'll move mountains.
The team moves it for you.
Oh my God, they'll do anything.
But I will say this.
I mean, I think about our team back at work. Oh my God, them guys were the greatest people.
Now I will tell you one thing.
Great people.
I promise I wasn't going to mention anything
over
the week, but my mom, all that she said to me, and I had deep conversations with her over the period of the last couple months, and it was simply amazing. But in all the trials that she went through as a 19-year-old mom and a 20-year-old mom of 3, that she said, make sure you have fun in whatever you do. And Mom, I'm going to honor you with that.
Smash Bros right there with you.
All right. So we can be serious about life. We can do all that. But you know what? There's points when you got to have fun. And I'm determined to have fun. Always have been. But now I'm more determined to make sure that I don't miss what life is about. Because if I do, I'm only shortening my lifespan.
Well, the old saying goes, you work hard, you have to play hard, right?
Yeah.
Just as much as you work to pay a house off, you work to keep your business floating, work to pay your bills, keep the lights on and so forth and things like that. And you work hard, you got to work that category of fun and good times, and not because you can do it. You don't have to do the high, all these great big trips and this and that. It's nice. It's great. I've done them. But you know what? Man, you brought me back with that story with your mom about my father's funeral.
That's your dad. Yeah.
And kids, I grew up Cleon Heights, just nice, beautiful community, small, everything. This gentleman, Joe Minuti, big, powerful man, comes back at her, so I'm talking to my dad. And he says, you know who I am? I said, Mr. Minuti, how could I ever forget you? You were a household name. You and Tony Fusco, those names were said religiously. He goes, I'm going to tell you something right now. I spent thousands of dollars with a lot of millionaires. I had more time spending $5 in your father's kitchen ever in my life. Turn around, all to church.
You know what I mean?
True story.
There you go.
Rest in peace, Pope.
There you go. So it doesn't matter what you have or who you are or whatever.
Exactly.
It's what you're about, and that's the key.
That's the huge key.
It's what you're about. If you're about living,
live it.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Live
That's what you got to do, and you have the right to do that.
You know what I mean? Have the right to do it
for others.
That's what I wish I knew more about that when I was younger. You have the right to live.
Exactly.
I never forget that. We're looking back on the yearbook.
Yeah.
On the yearbook, and this is our good friend John Savaggi, Barge. What was his name?
Barge.
So we all had quotes.
A force back in the day.
He was. I mean, he still is.
Oh, he's a force but I mean a force in sports.
Oh yeah. Big Barge was shot blocker. Him and AJ Jones.
Huge.
Just whatever. But one of the things he put in his yearbook was he took a quote, and I think it was from Springsteen, And one of the songs, I'm pretty sure it was, because we had a quote. Remember all the quotes we used to have?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right,
Oh,
right.
yeah.
So we all took our favorite songs or whatever we heard,
Ain't
and
wasting
whatever.
time no more. With
Ain't
Jimmy
wasting-
Perillo's.
Okay,
He
so
stole from me, then I went long hard ride.
there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Whip rat.
So
Ain't wasting
I
time
had,
no more.
what is it? Every day is a holiday from the Outlaws.
Oh
right.
my
Billy
God.
Jones. Billy Jones had that one. But John had.
What a great tune we used to jam.
Oh, we did. John wrote, "I was not born to live to die." And he
Wow.
Yeah. And I never forgot
man.
that. And I think it was from Springsteen, but I'm not really sure. But I am not born to live to die.
What a great words put together.
I never forgot that.
Wow.
Forgot that. And I just recently quoted it in something I wrote. I don't know what it was, but it's so true. And that's what living is about.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we don't realize that until we're, in our stages and we go back and say, wow, what could I have done differently before in order to enhance what I'm doing today? And you don't know that. I mean, you're living through everything.
Nothing comes with a manual of life.
Nothing. There isn't.
And if you listen,
there's no manual.
There's no manual. You like you say, you're in auto business. You can pick up something ain't working, troubleshoot this. You got a diagram, schematic, computer, slip on, plug it in, go. What do you have in life? That's what I'm saying. All these people, you hit bump in the roads, this and that. You just got to live it. Just get up and do something that you think that's right in the gut. Follow your heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You said, you just got to give up because you get out there. You're right. Nothing comes with a manual in life. That's what I'm saying. So many people just take a hard advantage of so many different things and let the good things go by and slip it all by.
They
lose it. They lose it because I got to be right, or is this wrong, or I don't know. I don't know. Well, who does know? Who does know?
All I know
and error. You ever hear those two words? Well, three actually.
All I know is that for every minute you give something that's not worth your time to something that should be worth your time, you're doing it wrong. And I got things that colleagues of mine. I mean, they want to know how to do this, do that, this, and that, and I do too. I mean, I'm no different, but I want to make sure that, all right, if I take time away from the things I really love to do and put them in something that isn't really going to make a difference, am I doing the right thing? No, not really. I'm missing out on something that's really important, or I'm not giving time to those who really appreciate not only what I am, but who I am.
Right.
And all else. It's just like you miss those chances to make a memory, or make a memory. Experience everything.
That's so true, because Vincent Papa, our great buddy, rest in peace, Vincent. That's all. You know what? That's all he said. You hit another bingo for me, brother. That's all he said. All you got is your memories. At the end of the day, what do you really have? Your memories. Your memories. That's you think about it. You can enjoy them. You get a great feeling from them. Some good, some bad. Some you learn from. Some you learn like you get hit in the head with a hammer.
Yeah.
And if that happens, it happens. You get up and move on, and you learn from your mistakes. But you know what? You are absolutely right, brother. You got to absolutely engage yourself into that category of life.
Give a shout out. Jerry McGinnis just joined us, and Jerry, we saw Jerry.
I saw
Jerry, and I love Jerry. I love Jerry. I swear
smile.
to God, she
hasn't changed since she was financial secretary back in the day.
She's still a freaking smart
ass. I remember
ass.
them days, Jerry.
And I swear to God, I love her for being such a smart ass. Jerry, you're such a smart ass. I cannot help but to love you for that. And she affectionately calls me ham hocks because she says she loves my thighs, my ham hocks.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I laugh every time I hear that.
Oh my God. She's got a great husband too, man.
Muggsy's great.
You want to talk about another legend in Newcastle County? There's a guy.
There's
a guy for sure. I got up in heaven.
Muggs. It was
Kevin. Kevin's his first name. Muggs is just a nickname. We all have nicknames.
Right.
So
we will definitely share all the nicknames, you know.
He ain't up on FBI post somewhere. Post office or something. That was just his nickname. Muggs,
you know what? It was funny because when I saw Muggs, I go back to he was talking about a story about John Zarnecki and all the guys that we grew up with and we played football with. Zach, Muggs, Czar, Norvell, Maloney. all of our upperclassmen. And I can never forget. I never forget the locker room when Paranoid by Black Sabbath was played every single day and every single game. You could not get away from War Pigs, that song War Pigs by Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
And it was, and it's what got that whole team fired up. So,
Yeah,
all that stuff flashes back. So
it does flash back. I
Yeah.
mean, look, we survived freshman initiation, playing
Oh
in,
my God.
practicing in that Dust Bowl, double headers and everything. Did all that. Freshman.
How much dirt did we suck up?
Oh my God! And then I had to tell Mr. Hempel that I had to quit football because of some freaking lung disease. Are you kidding
Oh
me?
yeah.
I had to give up the sport that I love and go through all that. I mean, they want to talk about, hey, there ain't nobody top that shit. I ain't talking about it here, but that freshman initiation, come on, man. Let me tell you
Wait, is he hot? And
who saved our life is no longer here. He's up in the heavens saving and having great conversations. Mark Nardo saved our lives that night. Rest in peace, Vendors.
I remember.
Oh, God, up in heaven. That was So I had to give up football. Are you kidding me? I can't not believe. I'd rather got hit. And I saw Art O'Neill at your mother's funeral.
Art O'Neill.
I can't believe. That's what I'm saying. I survived Art O'Neill's hit in my head.
Art O'Neill.
Jesus.
When you told me that my nephew Sean is married to
Megan
O'Neill, which is, and I did not know. I didn't put the two and two together. But when Mick told me about it was Art O'Neill. Art O'Neill is one of the most ferocious athletes there was growing up with. I mean, Art O'Neill gave everything. I
don't care what it was. He was just and like I said, he just didn't hear the whistle, and I had my pad down, and then he just so intense. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He came right up, he got me off the ground. I think I was in the.
He was fullback. He was fullback. He was linebacker, right?
Yeah.
Right. And he played two ways because back then we all played pretty much two ways that we could.
Man, that was a disappointing day in my life, man. Day I gave up football.
I know, because you were a defensive end.
Oh yeah, man. I knew, it was just, and then I had that whatever was around my lungs. They said I had to get away from the environment. My mom, they said, you're gone, done.
Yep.
No argument.
Sheila, thanks for listening in. We appreciate it. Glad you could join us here. This is Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Sheila Beatty, her husband Jim was a big part of St. E's.
Oh yeah.
With the AA and the athletic association and all that stuff. So Sheila, thanks for listening. We really do appreciate it.
Speaking of St. Elizabeth's, I mean, we
had a lot going on at St. E's.
Going on at St. E's.
Yeah, version 2 or meeting 2. Right.
Yeah, well, meeting 1, like I told Father, like I said, sometimes a bigger man can make a person can make a wrong decision. A bigger man can change their wrong decision and just understand, the parameters around you. And, like I said, I'm living proof. Joe brought me back to that church, to the parish, to the church, to the events. I never gave a dime from when I graduated. I joined St. Anthony's. I graduated, I joined St. Anthony's. So, and that's where we got married at. And, but I'm just saying, Joe brought that community back. That's a guy in the community that gave up a lot for the betterment of people. He was a United States Marshal, gave that up for the AD job. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Who would do that? Only a guy like Joe Papilli in this community to make things better. And he's a top of guy. And for him to be treated like that, and so we all know it's wrong. It's all wrong. It's all wrong.
Oh, that's the thing. I mean, they know it's wrong. I mean, we got confirmation from certain few people that I saw all over the last week that confirmed that the situation with St. E's is where they do want to take a new direction. They just didn't think that Joe was the guy. And all in all, Joe is the guy.
He's the guy for anything.
He is the guy that could operate this because, I mean.
He's an icon.
Yeah. And,
And you say Joe Papilli in the state of Delaware, it means more than a lot to people than some names in state of Delaware named Joe.
Yeah, Joe,
I'll tell you that right now.
Joe Pip could have taken that whole new direction that St. E's wants to go in. And, we talked about it before. It is the right direction to go to.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
guy.
Education is so important today. And, the Diocese of Wilmington, I could go on, but I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the diocese. It's political. It's money-driven. Look, I said it before. Faith is faith. Religion is the business of faith. And I swear by that. And that's Yeah, that's my beliefs.
Well,
I mean, if you have something between you and your God and prayers, fantastic, good for you. I have it, you have it,
well,
But
yeah.
the diocese is a business, and are they right or wrong? It doesn't matter to the parishes. They do what they want to do, and that's the problem.
Well, that's true, and we've said that before. You get into that dynamic. We don't have to rehash it, but you get in that dynamic, or the lay folks, or
Yeah.
the business folks that you hire to do your jobs as business people and decisions. Are their weight in gold, or what they do to earn their weight in gold? Which in this situation, Joe has checked all the boxes 10 times over. Say
Joe wanted to make a difference in the community.
He wanted to make a difference in the community.
And he did.
He wanted to make a difference in St. Elizabeth's. He wants to help kids get an education that might not be able to get an education, and Joe's going to find that way for those folks.
Well,
that's who you got in the leadership as a president, as a leader, and not only that, he has every skill set that you need to be with the public. Now, he's tough. Joe, let's face it. Some people have these ways that some people might not like. It doesn't matter. When you're the leader, you're the leader. And guess when you're doing good things and you're producing and everything else like that, I'll tell you something right now. When I was a shop steward, I had more people calling the International on me, but the International always backed me up because guess what? Because I'm not saying nothing wrong. I'm saying something right, and it's for your life safety, not mine. I'm not the one. I'm trying to help you out all here, man. You guys want me.
I remember all the stories you were telling me. I'm getting written up for this.
Whatever, man. Whatever. It happens. But all I'm just saying is that somewhere along the line, you got to look at all this and you got to say, change your minds out there. And you're right. Come to the point that sometimes you just have to look at things a little better and hear the people, see the numbers, because that number's going to be, I'd rather see them in a conversation than the reality. Because, a guy like me, now I'm not much of a donor or whatever, but I'll donate some money. You take a guy like me times 10, 15, 20, then you take people that are taking their kids out of the school. I hear people are leaving out of the school.
They are. Yeah.
I don't know because I did not, unfortunately, I was not able to be at that second meeting. I had
a second meeting. We weren't.
I had a tooth pulled and my dentist wanted me to be home for 24 hours. So I texted Joe. But the whole idea of it is that dynamic needs to be, like you were saying, look at the organization. You're a business, and you're clearly a business. The diocese is not only has the trusted of the Catholic Church, religious values, and curriculum moving forward each Catholicism year in the school, but they had the business side that they had to do, right?
Yeah.
And everybody knows that. Yeah. So the business side of this, I can tell you, whoever's in the diocese might listen to this podcast. Change your minds. Change your minds. Let the power struggle, let all that go, and put Joe back in that position.
The problem I see
keep Joe in that position.
Keep Joe, but no doubt. But the problem I see now is once they made the decision, going back on that would give all the other parishes the thought of that they can do.
It's a little. I think that's a little different. It's a little different.
Maybe, but I mean,
this was.
I think they made a mistake. They definitely made a mistake.
Yeah, this was not in a, you look at things as a financial matter and things of that nature. You look at things that, hey, what goes on, and this was definitely a move that happened out of the clear blue. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's look at the facts. Clear blue. Mm-hmm. And nobody thought about the bigger picture. How many people were going to be affected by this decision? And now everything's out there. So you got to say, well, hence, we're not talking about a realignment of a school. We're not talking about a closure of a school.
No.
We're not talking about any of these things where the diocese absolutely will not go back because, to your point, it's a business decision, and the church has to move forward.
But they don't admit to their mistakes. That's the problem.
Well, who does as a leader? Who does as a leader?
You should. No, you should.
Oh, no argument there, bro.
No doubt.
No argument there.
No,
that's why I
always
said.
If I mess up, I mess up.
A person could say that I made a mistake.
They should.
I made that. Exactly.
And that's what the meeting. Right. That's what the second meeting was about. To say, listen, can we overcome?
They didn't show up. They didn't show up.
That's bad.
I wasn't there.
No, they didn't show up. They didn't respond. We all got a letter. And that is not the way to, develop a relationship and to develop trust with those that you want to have with you. I mean, leadership is it comes in all aspects, and everything that you can think of. But the diocese right now is not leading. That we understand that everybody that they're shorthanded in all ways from Sunday, but you have to be able to lead. You cannot not answer the bulk of your parishioners.
That's true.
Okay,
You're
you
right.
cannot
You're
do that.
absolutely right.
You have to answer,
and you got
have
to
be
rely on the
accountable.
lay people to lead processes and programs.
That's
Absolutely.
That's
You're
correct.
you're 100% right.
And this is where the
And-
diocese has failed. And not only that, you have your pastors, all right, Father DeBow or Roger DeBow, and I call Roger DeBow, or in my case down here with St. Matthew's, these men are probably torn between what they want to be able to do and listen to everybody, but what they can't do. So this is where I find fault, is the diocese will not allow what common sense would tell us that we need to do, because there's definitely an underlying reason. I don't care what it is. I don't know what it is. I always go back to follow the money. And I'm sure that there's some reason monetarily that will help whatever they want to do. I do believe that Joe Papilli is the guy to lead in a new direction for St. Elizabeth's, as in all Catholic schools, with the political climate being what it is, and the way that the new programs are being set up. I just firmly believe that Joe is the guy to do it. Why Father DeBow or whatever. Roger, I'm sorry for what I can't get your last name, but I'm gonna call you Roger. Father Roger, right? I don't know why he did what he did, what you had to do. You didn't do it the right way. I mean, and that should be something that should be understood and actually apologized for. There's nothing wrong with being,
Exactly.
There's nothing wrong with your decision.
That's
There's
what I
nothing
told
wrong
him.
in the decision to make, but you shouldn't do it the way you should. You did it.
A bigger person could look at that out of hearing from the public, out hearing from the parishioners, seeing what some of the effects could be, and hearing what some of the effects, and actually how upset not only the community, the students, the faculty. Yeah. So that's what I was trying to convey to Father in that first meeting at the church. We all met up there, and you had a chance to speak with Father and things of that nature, and that's what I try to convey to him, is that you made a decision. It wasn't a good decision, that you could see this outcoming, the outpouring, this and that.
It wasn't an educated decision.
A bigger person could correct their decision and say, hey, I didn't know all this.
Right.
I had no idea of, I only been here a year and a half. I thought we could move this way. But that's what a bigger person could do that. We need that more often. You
need transparency.
First time I ever made a mistake, I made a mistake. I made what? Who's perfect? Nobody walks on water. Only Jesus walked on water. Charlie Daniels told us that in a song.
We're quoting CDB right now.
Hey man, he was a good old country boy for sure.
Hey, listen,
Charlie
Mary Beth, Pat Bowers, Jeff Riley.
Pat Bowers.
Thanks for joining us, PB. Hey. Mary Beth, we don't have any answers on the petition that they put out, so we don't have a clue. Well, we're always commenting.
I never heard about a petition.
I didn't either.
No,
we're just commenting on what we see as some situations where St. E's has, they need to grow. They actually need to meet to make tougher decisions than what they've already made, and they've done it inaccurately, and they've done it without really talking to the community and bringing things together like they should have. Whether that was the fault of Father Roger or the diocese, who's to say? I personally believe that the diocese has already made their decision. They are in a new direction, and Joe Pip just wasn't going to be a part of it, because why? I don't know, but he was the guy that could have led this, and it's a shame. But again, it goes back to what the church what the diocese. Excuse me. I don't know. I guess I should separate what the church.
Well, we already explained
we've
about
gone
that.
all
We
that.
already
Yeah,
talked
so
about it.
I don't want to go any further with it.
Yeah,
I don't. I won't go
yeah,
any further.
but there was a business side. There was
There's
a business side, and then a spiritual side. We already separated that, so we don't have to go back to that. But you talk about common sense there, and a little bit of that segment we talked about the current event of St. Elizabeth's. Well, I want to tell you about a common sense thing just happened at Lowe's with a toilet seat. It's just insane. You want to talk about something?
So we've gone from the church to the
toilet seat because of common sense, and
that's common sense.
That's what I said today.
Wait a minute. Well, first off, I want to say that we have a gentleman on board that's watching us now, Dutch Silverstein, who is all about common sense, and I love this guy.
He'll love this story.
I'll tell you off record with Dutch, but go ahead.
All right, so you'll love the story. So I bought two. I got to get the soft close seats because they wear out. So I had to replace two of them.
You need a tushy cush,
right?
A cushy tush.
I need to replace it so we ain't hearing it. Boom, bang. So now I go to Lowe's, get them. The one I put the one in, no problem. The other one, I knew right from jump that hinge was bad, but I put it in anyway. Let it go. Well, the hinge broke. So I go back, bring it back to Lowe's, got the receipt, got the toilet seat. So I'm in Lowe's today. The lady was real nice. And she said, sir, could you please, as I give her the toilet seat and the receipt there in the bag, she goes, could you please tell me which one it is? And I said, yes, it is. It's the first one. So the receipt clearly says I bought 4 items and 2 toilet seats, right? So the first item is a blue glue mousetrap. Trying to catch a little mouse and getting in on my shit or stuff. And I called him, by the way. But anyway, and she hands me back to the receipt. I said, man, it's the first one. She goes, no, it's not the first one. The first one's well, no kidding. There's no glue trap here. They're in the trash can. This is a toilet seat, right? It's a toilet seat. She goes, no, you said the first one. I said, hold on, ma'am. I bought 2 toilet seats. Do you see that? She goes, yes. I said, so it's the first one. We never established. We already knew it was a toilet seat. We saw it. So how could that? I said, listen, just follow your common sense sometimes. She goes, well, I'm very highly intelligent. I said, I bet you are, because Lowe's hired you, and you're doing a good job. But they're talking about toilet seats.
Oh, my God.
So that's for common sense. Couldn't look at it. And she studied that receipt. I mean, she was studying. And came back with, so she said, well, you told me the first one's a blue glue trap. Say that 5 times fast.
Blue clue. That sounds like a kid's game. Blue clue trap. Yeah.
But anyway, so that's for common sense and get a little humor right down in Bob. Yeah. But we talked about some sad stuff, good stuff, bad stuff. We talk about good, bad, and the ugly, right? On the podcast. And you know what? That's what life is. And you got to make decisions, and you got to go from decisions. And Smash Brothers hope to bring something from the golf course in everybody's life, like libations, good swings, bonding with Mother Nature, with all these beautiful golf courses out there, right? There's some great golf courses out there you can walk and just be bond with nature.
I think the big thing is that we try to be real.
Yeah, well, we could be real, but I'm just saying, you're out there doing something, and got the game. Any sport can bring good things to you. You know what I mean? It just doesn't have to be golf. And the Smash Brothers, we talk about bourbon. Matter of fact, did you drink any bourbons over the weekend, Smash Brothers?
You know what?
Did you have a bourbon? You did not.
No, I say dry. If St. Patty's Day, I say dry.
Did you really?
Yeah, I really did. Yeah, I mean, I didn't.
St. Patty's Day's next weekend.
Well, I mean, this weekend here, I didn't have.
This weekend was
this is the first beer. This is the first beers I had.
This was the practice weekend,
and I ran out of ice, so I couldn't have. I didn't really drink any bourbon without it.
Oh, you know don't like it neat yet.
No, I like it neat. Good stuff I'll have neat. I'll neat all the time, but
that's all you got is good stuff.
I do, but I like it with little rocks.
Yeah.
So
very good.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, folks, we've been on for about a little over an hour. We're gonna cut it short right now. Cut it short. We're gonna cut it short. We actually
got an hour in.
We got an hour in. We're at minute 3.
This was a great conversation.
It was a good conversation.
I hope everybody understood it out there.
They did. I'm sure they did.
I'm hoping, man. Yeah. We love all our fans. You know what I mean? We talked about a little bit of controversy, but it needed to be talked about.
Yeah.
That needs to be talked about.
Yep.
Joe's too good of a man for all this stuff.
And so is everybody else. So we're gonna have a good time. Look, next time we'll probably be on the course, talk about a couple things, a couple swings, like we did this morning, and go from there.
How about we have a short live video at Baywood on Friday? because we're playing Baywood on Friday.
Yeah, Baywood on Friday.
Yeah, and then we'll have a beautiful bourbon in that nice.
And that clubhouse.
Oh my God!
All right, guys.
All right,
we're gonna head out.
Peace and love.
Peace, love. Take care.